Hi friends, today we are going to solve Goodland electricity from the Goody algorithms. The given problem statement is Goodland is a country with a number of evenly spaced cities along a line. The distance between adjacent city is 1 unit. There is an energy infrastructure project planning meeting and the government needs to know the fewest number of power plants needed to provide electricity to the entire list of city. Determine the number. If it cannot be done, return -1. You are given a list of the city data. The cities that may contain a power plant has been labeled 1. Others not suitable for building a plant are been labeled 0. Given a distribution range of k, find the lowest number of plants that must be built such that all cities are served. The distribution range limits apply to the cities where a distance is less than k. Look at the example where k is equal to 3, r equal to 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Here each city is at a distance from its neighbor. Well, we'll use zero-based indexing. We'll see there are 3 suitable cities for building a power plant. Okay, okay, let's solve the problem. We'll take few variables. Let's give I equal to 0. We'll initialize count the fewest number of power plants that would be required to provide electricity to the entire city. Last power plant will be right now initializing with -1, but over the time would be incrementing the values. The reason for writing the last power plant equal to -1 because we need a range from which area we'd be searching for a suitable power plant is present or not. And now write a while loop. This problem took me a lot of time to solve. I spent an entire day to formulate a proper algorithm, but sometimes when you're not able to solve it, I would prefer you to take some rest and try to solve it. K -1. The reason for is, for example, here k equal to 3, but it's a zero-based indexing. So the 3 at k equal to 3 means in array it would be 2. So that's why you're appending k with k -1, I k -1, and you're writing a while loop. While I greater than last power plant array of I equal to 1, count as equal to 1, and repeat last. We'll be breaking the loop. Let's write a else statement. Else will be decreasing the value of I, and if I equal to last power plant would be returning -1, and at last would be incrementing k plus equal to k and return count. It could look a bit complex because there are two while loops working in parallel, but let's look at an example. Okay, let's take this example. And here k equal to 2. So initially the ith value would become I equal to k minus 1. So it would be 1. So the first value we'll be taking is when I equal to 1. So it, during our while loop, we are checking is that is I less than the length of the array. The length of the array is 6, which is true. So we'll be proceeding, and here the first thing will be initializing our I variable with k minus 1, or incrementing it with k minus 1. Initially our ith variable was 0. I equal to 0. Count was 0, and last power plant was minus 1. So here our ith value become 1, and once we have reached that, we'll be, uh, we'll be checking if I is greater than the last power plant, which is true because right now the ith value is plus 1 and the last power plant is minus 1. So we'll be checking if array of I is equal to 1, means is it possible to create a power plant there, and we'll be getting a true result. So we'll be increasing our count by plus 1. So our current count will become 1, and our last power plant would also become I, which is 1, and our I is automatically 1. So here we'll be breaking the loop, and at last we'll be increasing our I with I plus 1. I plus equal to k, which would be increasing our I by 3. So once we have reached 3, we will be again checking the loop is I less than the length of the array, which is true. So we'll be again incrementing our I by k minus 1, which would make our I 4. And once we have reached that, would be looking, we will again go to this value, and we'll be checking if I is greater than the last power plant, in which case the I is 4 and last power plant is 1, so it will be true. So we'll be checking ith of 4, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is correct. So we'll be implementing our count by again by plus 1, making our count 4, and our last power plant value will become the current value of I, which would be 4, and we'll be breaking the loop and again incrementing our value of I by k. So it should make our value equal to 6. So currently I is not less than length of array. So thus the loop would break and our program would run successfully. So this is the basic idea. Let's submit the code. There is some mistakes we have done. Maybe in the next section I will show you. There will be few cases which would fail. Here we could look at a condition. Okay, let's look at this example. This video would become a bit longer, but I wanted to try to explain it in a better way, just in case you are able to not understand the current problem. So, the way to solve this problem is quite interesting. That's why I find this problem pretty much fun to work with. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So these are all examples for trying to explain the code. So initially all the ith value is 0. So first we'll be initializing our I by k minus 1. So k is 3. So our I will become 2. Once our I is 2, we are checking if 2 is less than the length of the array, which is 10, which is true. That's why we have gone to this and initialize our I by 2. Then we are checking is I greater than the last power plant, which is true. So we'll be checking the current value of 2. So the current value of 2 is 0. So this loop is not true. So we'll go to the else statement and we'll be decrementing our I by minus 1. So the current value of I would become 1. Once the current value of I is 1, then again the same question if I is greater than the last power plant, which is true because 1 is greater than the last power plant. We'll be checking if array of index 1 is equal to true, which is true. Then we'll be increasing our count by plus 1 and our last power plant value will become 1. And we'll be breaking this loop. And then we'll be incrementing I by k plus k. So I would become 4. Is 4 less than the length of the array, which is true. So the current value of I is 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is correct. So we'll be checking if 6 is greater than the last power plant, which is 1, which is true. So the current value of array of 6 is 1, which is also correct. So we'll be increasing our count by plus 1, which would make the count 2, and our last power plant index is at 6. Once we have done that, we'll be incrementing our I by again by plus 3, which is correct, and 6 plus 3 would make it 9, and we'll be checking if I is less than the length of the array, which is true. But once we have reached that, again when you're incrementing our I by k plus 1, which would make our I value is 11. And when we'll be checking if I is greater than last power plant, which is true, but array of 11 is we're checking the index, which is not true because array of 11 is not present here. That's why if we check our problem, it says that list of index out of range problem. So in order to solve this problem, we have to write a basic if else statement. So if I value is greater or equal to length of array, then we would be issuing a value of I to the length of array minus 1. So currently, once we have written this code, once our ith value has incremented by 9 by 11, we will be checking if I is greater than or equal to the length of the array, which is 10, which is true in this case. That's why we're initializing our ith value with the highest possible length that would be permissible in this program, which should be 9. And is I greater than the last power plant 6? It is true. So we'll be checking if the current value of array of index of 9 is equal to 1. In this case it is. So we'll be incrementing our count by plus 3 and making the last operand value 9. And it will be breaking this loop. Again we'll be incrementing it with plus 3, which would make it value 12. Is I greater than the length of the array? Is 12 greater than the length of array 10, which is not true. So we'll be breaking this loop and return the total count present here. So that's the code. Let's run it. And let's submit the code. As you could see, it passed all the test cases successfully. And as always, I keep on reminding you that if you have a better way of solving the same problem, which would be much more easier to understand, please do comment below and send me your feedbacks. And also, this problem took me around 2 days of time to solve and a lot of effort. Although it was pretty easier problem, but maybe I don't know why it took so much of time, but sometimes we face a difficulty which are not able to solve. So in those times, I generally prefer to take a break, maybe 1 or 2 days off, and then again try to solve the similar problem with a fresh mind. And in most of the time, it works. So maybe if you're trying to solve a problem and facing some difficulty, just take a break for a few days or a few hours and then again try to solve a similar problem with a fresh mind and probably will get your answer. So as always, thanks for watching this video and stay tuned.